Good evening, everybody, and today we are going to be talking about a possible or a possible severe thunderstorm, or possible severe thunderstorms over North Dakota and South Dakota. There's also another portion of severe thunderstorms that is forecasted to occur over this area. We will be taking a look at radar imagery along with wind. We will also be taking a look at a lot more models. We'll also be taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center overall. If you like these small, detailed weather breakdowns, go subscribe to my channel and like my videos if any comes out. This is all totally free, up to you. If you want to subscribe, go ahead, subscribe. If you don't want to go ahead, like. It's all up to you, and you only. So also, we will be doing tomorrow. Me, hopefully, Raging Weather and Always Gigi will be doing a live stream collab, and we will be all in a call. We're gonna be covering these severe threats as they head into North Dakota tomorrow, and hopefully no tornadoes spawn, but there is a chance for isolated tornadoes around North Dakota and this area. There's a small marginal risk, maybe some land spouts. Now, will these happen is the big question. We don't know yet, but judging by radar imagery, they could. So if we kind of just skip, this is about 10 p.m., you can kind of start to see a supercell form around this area. No, this isn't really going to be a part of what is going to happen, but it could be along the line of it, because there is supposed to be a line of storms forecasted. Now, if we skip a little ahead here, let me try and show you here. So this is rain and thunder. So we might not be able to tell, but there's already definitely something looking to be forming around the North Dakotas, looking like a small supercell that is exploding. We also have another small cell here with a center. Now, that could be our second severe storm. That could be our third, severe storm right here. But it's too far. It's going to be at 11 p.m., so I'm not going to be able to mark it off. So if we go a little bit further, now we're at Monday, we can definitely start to see some stuff form. We can start to see a supercell up here in Canada, and this storm has definitely intensified. This one is what we are currently watching as of right now, as of 1 a.m. on the 15th. Then let's skip to 2 a.m., 5 a.m. There is honestly no activity around these times. 7 a.m., 10 a.m. Now here we can start to see kind of a really big change here. We can start to see more severe storms here popping off. And what this is going to do is it's going to continue all the way up here. It's going to go straight, because that's where the wind field is showing it is going to go. We're going to continue to monitor this. Oh, whoops. I'm using the wrong thing. We're going to continue to monitor this here. Let's skip ahead to where my live stream is going to start here around 3. So this is going to be mostly peak this is going to be peak severe weather here. So we're going to be covering this giant storm as it continues its life. We can definitely start to see kind of a line forming all the way down from Denver here. So that's going to be a problem. What I'm forecasting is this line is going to kind of break apart, reform around the Dakotas, and we could get another long line extending all the way from Canada down to South Dakota. We will be covering the ones in Canada as well. but honestly, I couldn't tell you. Um, so let's skip to a few hours. We'll be streaming till about 7 p.m. Then I'm going to stop the stream, and around 8 p.m. I'm going to start my Santa tracker test. So around 4 p.m. we get that long line of storms that I said would happen here. Look at this. And then there's just a giant chunk right here. There's a giant chunk of storm right here. Now, these storms are definitely are going to head right for Fargo and Wisconsin and Minnesota here. In fact, Minnesota's already going to be impacted by these storms. Um, Now let's take a look at 5 p.m. Now that long line of storms is starting to kind of break apart here, and the ones over here are starting to form just a bit into what is looking to be kind of like a line here. So we could have a long line of storms here. Um, let's continue into where we end the stream. So it kind of breaks apart. We do see a little supercells over here. Probably a little supercells over here. But honestly, we're probably not going to be covering that unless it's warned. We will be covering that, and then around 8 p.m., which is when I start my test stream, these storms do kind of start wrapping up. The one that we were watching, though, does not. It actually strengthens. This one will probably continue into the night and enter Minnesota, but we're not going to watch that. Okay, now we go ahead and take a look. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our what else can we take a look at? Thunderstorms. So we're going to take a look at our thunderstorms here for around 5 p.m. So we're going to take a look at our thunderstorms right now. So we can definitely see the supercell that we were watching here right there starting to kind of get its crap together, and it is going to go up and wrap around probably. That is what's going to help another storm, which will form later. So let's skip to around 10 p.m. tonight, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So there's that storm forming. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m. So now we can start to see kind of a line forming here. So it's totally different. It's so much different from the precipitation because this precipitation saying that we could get a long line of storms, but the thunderstorm map is saying that we're going to get just a line of just kind of like a sloppy line, which is kind of what we're seeing here. We also see more supercells over in this area, and then around 10 p.m. is when things start blowing up. So kind of we can see definite thunderstorms for around all this area. And then what we're basically watching is this giant line of thunderstorms here that is trying to get itself together here and heading towards and kind of pushing the wind towards this direction. Now, basically, what we're seeing here is definitely a cold front taking place. Cold front versus a warm front, that wouldn't be good. That probably might even produce a tornado, but we're not totally sure on this, and I'm not sure on this. This is my forecast off a weather website that might be a little outdated. We're gonna take it though. Now, we will also be doing a tropical update here for this video as well. In this video as well, we also see our storms that I was talking about now right over here that we are going to also be covering. We're going to be covering basically nationwide here, especially this small supercell up in the Canadas. if it continues on to when we're going to start live streaming. So around 1 p.m., close to when we start live streaming, we can still see that line here, but it's kind of weakened just a bit, but more supercells are starting to kind of form around this area. So I'm not really sure what we're going to receive around live streaming time. Let's skip to when I'm going to start streaming. By the way, this is not going to be scheduled. I'm just going to just start. So we can definitely see more organized threats here, especially with the new line of storms over in the Carolinas, which is going to impact Charlotte, most likely. Charleston, and maybe a few waterspouts could be spotted. Um, we we will be monitoring every single storm. Um, this is around. We're gonna skip to around 7 a.m. So that's around 7 a.m. This is what we're gonna be covering basically. So yeah, that's thunderstorms. Let's go ahead and now we're going to take a look at at our whoops at our pressure. So we need to take a look at our pressure because if there isn't enough pressure, then we do not have enough. We don't have enough things for thunderstorms. And actually, we could take if I find it, we can take a look at dew point. Now this is what I want. I want dew point here. We're gonna take a look at dew point here, and then we're gonna take a look at humidity. So we have very low dew points showing right now for around this area. So this area, you are not going to most likely get thunderstorms. This is too cold for thunderstorms to even exist here. For portions of California, Nevada, Idaho, maybe a little bit of Montana, but I'm not sure. But mostly in our watch area that we were forecasting as of right now, or as of 7 p.m., this area has very high dew points, reaching up to the 70s here. We have 70s in Fargo, 60s in Bismarck, 70s again in Rapid City. Michelle's getting 66, and down in our other area zone, we actually see more higher dew points up in this area, which is where we're also going to be, I suppose, monitoring as well for possible thunderstorms, and maybe even severe thunderstorms, as well as the dew points all around the Carolinas right here are getting a bunch, and I mean a bunch of high dew points here. Now it depends on the pressure if it actually does anything. All right, and now we're gonna go take a look at our last model here. Before the tropical weather update, we're gonna take a look at our pressure, which is everybody wants pressure. All right, so for around if does this even have a time? All right, yes it is. For around 7 p.m., the pressure is going to be quite low here. It's going to be around I don't have a legend, do I? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty low and in the green here for this area. But there is still possibilities for thunderstorms in our watch area. Our watch area is this area. We are going to be watching this area because obviously there is still the possibility for thunderstorms to blow up here. Not going to say anything's going to change or anything like that, but the highest pressure actually is looking like maybe Ontario and the surrounding area, because look at this big dip down. So maybe we could be seeing more thunderstorms up here in Maine if this pressure rises just a bit more. But yeah. Alright, it's time to move on to our tropical updates. So Atlantic Day 5 forecast. We have one disturbance active here. So this one disturbance looks like it has. We will also be talking about this one disturbance um on on our stream tomorrow. Um, but look at this disturbance here. We looking at this disturbance here. We do see a 10% chance on this thunderstorm, and they're saying a development of the system slowly in the next several days. So guys, we could have a storm form in the next several days. Now I want to take a look at satellite imagery here for this storm. So our disturbance is basically this whole entire thing surrounding. You can definitely see you can definitely see major convection along this area. Major convection. We can even see possibly a center trying to get itself together here. So this one has stronger convection than that one we had down there in on in eastern Atlantic. But the center they're saying is about right here. But I'm seeing something trying to get itself together right there. Now I'm not really sure what it's trying to get at right now, but there is again a 10% chance on the date. It's both on the day next 48 hours and 5 days. So that is when we could of course see a storm form. Now to move on to our Eastern Pacific storm, and then we'll take a look at overall. So our Eastern Pacific storm 10E we will be talking about and maybe covering a little bit of this storm in our coverage video. I'm expecting our coverage video to be about 3 hours long, if it has to be that. But we do have a forecast now out for 10E, which is not supposed to form. This is supposed to be actually a really weak system that is heading out to waters. So this is a harmless system. I wouldn't say go drive your boat into it, but that's about it. So the system's track, it does not have a wind field, but we can go take a look at wind speeds here. We can see some maybe getting up into the lightish greens here, and then like maybe a quick little peak there. That'll be probably its peak at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And then the surrounding area could receive, when this is happening, could receive about 20 to 30 miles per hour as well. Not Category 1 or tropical storm force winds yet. Now that is what we are watching currently for that, but as of right now, this is not going to make a major area in the Eastern Pacific, Central Pacific. We don't even have to look at that. Let's take a look at overall in the tropics. So overall, we have absolutely nothing going on in this area. Nothing going on in the Atlantic as of right now, but that could change very soon. And then in the Eastern Pacific, we have our casual 10E. That probably isn't going to form into anything. It's going to be very, very small and harmless. So now, without further ado, let's go take a look at our last thing, Storm Prediction Center. So the Storm Prediction Center, we can see currently, as of right now, these storms are heading off towards that direction. These storms are going to be the thing that forms. We do have a very small marginal risk, and this is just for like maybe a couple supercells could form around that area, and then just a small little T storm risk for around here, which also includes overall thunderstorms forming. And then over here is the interesting thing. We have our other T storm risk, but this is more important because it's tropical. It's a tropical disturbance. Yep, that's right. This is a tropical disturbance that made landfall a couple hours ago, and I almost covered it, but then it dropped in severity. I don't really care much about this anymore, but it was rotating when it made landfall, and that was like the most that spiked me, and I wanted to live stream so badly, but you know what? It wasn't that severe. Anyway, so now we're going to take a look at day 2 outlook. So, day 2 outlook. Here's the interesting thing. This is for tomorrow. Look at this. This is what we're totally. This is the overall forecast, as we could say. As you can see, what I'm talking about is our watch area. This is what we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching a long line of storms entering the Dakotas, and also there will be more storms that form over here, as we saw on our radar, courtesy of Windy, by the way. There was another long line of storms that tried to form over here, but that was kind of sloppy, honestly. Then if we take a look at day 3, we do have another marginal risk for down here. Not really that interested in that day, but I might cover if things start to get a little intense. Because the hail probability is at a 5%. But yeah. Alright, well guys, that was about it for tonight. I hope you had a good day, and I hope you're having a good night. And like if you want, subscribe if you want. This is Stormtracking/Gaming out, and see you in the live stream tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon.